Danny. We did it! Brix Squad, we did it! Nah, but for real, all jokes aside, I just hit 10,000 subscribers today and I dropped my phone. Look.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot in that shot.
It's all good. I just hit 10,000 subscribers today and I couldn't be more ecstatic. And I want to give you guys all the credit, obviously, because you hit the subscribe button. But I didn't even want to celebrate this, to be honest. But I have to take time to acknowledge you guys for this, and I'm going to take this opportunity to do a 10,000 subscriber Q&A video. If I miss your question, please forgive me. I'm going to get around to it. All right, so the first question, and one of the most asked questions I get, is how long did it take me to transform my body? Now, the entire process from the day I decided to change my lifestyle to the day I hit the stage, which in my head was the completion of my transformation, was 3.5 years. 3.5 years of messing up, 3.5 years of binging, 3.5 years of starving myself. I've been through everything with this journey. So 3.5 long years of being resilient and finding what works for me. Do you eat before you work out? 9 times out of 10, I don't eat before I work out. I like to work out fasted. I do intermittent fasting. If you are familiar with the channel, then you know I do intermittent fasting, and I'm gonna do a whole video about that. I have a lot of IF questions as well, but I'm gonna do a whole video about intermittent fasting. But I don't work out, I don't eat before I work out. I typically eat right after I work out, my first meal of the day. Is that Mount Trashmore in my transformation video? Yes, for all the people here in the 757, that is Mount Trashmore. I had to answer that one, I get that one a lot. How did you and Kimmy meet, my fiance? Long story short, we met in the gym. She kicked my ass the very first time we worked out, and I'm like, yo, who is this chick? And then she trained me for my show. She got me past my plateau, which I am forever indebted to her for. She trained me, and it's been like over a year now, and we became best friends, and next thing you know, I proposed. That's kind of how that happened.
No in between. That's kind of
what happened. She's filming right now, by the way. How tall are you? I'm currently 6'1", currently, like that's gonna change. I'm 6'1", and I'm currently 215 pounds. That's what I meant. I weigh 215 pounds currently, about, give or take, 215, 220. And yeah. Okay. How long have you been working out? About 4 years. March makes 4 years that I've been working out seriously. I dabbled a little bit. I played a little bit of high school sports, but as far as working out consistently, it'll be 4 years. March 1st. What type of camera do I use? Right now, all I have is my Canon G7X. It's a little handheld camera. I'm hoping to upgrade really soon. All right. What supplements do you take? Vegetables.
That's true.
Nah, but for real. I mean, I really don't take. All right. I supplement with protein powder only if I need to, and only in oatmeal. But nah. Here's the thing about supplements. Supplements are used to supplement, obviously. So if you can get all your protein from Whole Foods, get it from Whole Foods. But the only thing I really take is a multivitamin, fish oil, and protein powder. And oh yeah, branched chain amino acids, because I work out fasted. I don't eat before I work out. So to prevent muscle loss, I take branched chain amino acids, but that's the only thing I take. All right, what's your take on rep ranges? Now, there's different rep ranges for different goals, right? But my suggestion is, whether you're trying to lose body fat or you're trying to gain muscle, you want to vary your rep ranges. Your typical strength rep ranges are normally between 3 and I'd say 5 to 8, 3, 5, 8. Those type of numbers are the rep ranges that you use if you're trying to get stronger. If you're trying to build muscle, it'll be anywhere from 8 to 12 on average, maybe 15. And that's the rep range if you want to build muscle. Now, if you're trying to build muscle endurance, you'll do sets of 15, you'll do sets of 20, maybe even sets of 30. But my advice, no matter what your goal is, you want to mix it up. You don't want to be doing just one rep range for an extended period of time, because your body will get used to the rep range and it will stop responding. Should I do cardio or should I lift weights? Without a doubt, you should definitely be doing both. I'd say more weights than cardio, for the simple fact that my daughter's calling me. But weight training will improve your metabolism. When you build muscle, you increase your body's ability to burn fat. So you definitely want to weight train. If I had to give a number, and everybody's different, I would say 60-40. 60% weight training, 40% cardio. Boom. Which one is more important, hitting your macros or staying in a caloric deficit? That's a good question, really good question. Now, if you're hitting your macros, most likely you're still in a caloric deficit. But I guess I understand what you're trying to say. Is it better to worry about being in a deficit or hitting your macros exactly? If I had to choose one, I would, and if your goal is fat loss, you want to be in a slight deficit. Your macros can vary and you can still lose weight. But if you're not in a caloric deficit, you won't lose weight. Should I lift some weights in the beginning before my cardio, or should I lift after my cardio? That's not quite what he asked, but I morphed his question into a question that would give you guys more value. So anyway, I would lift first. And the reason why I would lift first is because that's when you have more carbs in your body. Your insulin levels are higher, which means your body will be able to generate more strength. And then after you deplete all your carbs, all your glycogen in your muscles, then you do your cardio. And when you're doing your cardio, at that point, you're tapping directly into your fat storage. So that makes your cardio that much more effective. And also, if you did your cardio first, you won't be as strong during your lifts, which would then decrease the effectiveness of your lifts. I normally get pissed off and then fall off track. Do you have any advice on staying the course no matter what? I'm tired of this process taking so long. My diet sucks. Yeah, my advice to you is to just do it. Like, stop making excuses. You said it yourself. If your diet sucks, that's why you're not seeing any progress, period. Staying on course is simply a decision. It's a promise that you have to make to yourself. And as a man, you have to stick to that promise. There's no magical answer for this. There's no tips to staying on course. It has to be that important to you. You have to be fed up with your current situation. And once you're fed up, you will stick to it. Until then, you're going to keep BSing and asking me silly questions. Let's just say that. But good luck to you. I know you got it. You'll snap out of it one day and it'll all make sense. What are your thoughts on eating healthy? Did you try a lot of diets or research what you ate? I tried every diet under the sun. And it wasn't until I stopped dieting that I actually lost weight. I did start my transformation on a diet, but then I kind of transformed this diet into a lifestyle of eating that worked for me. But this took me years to figure out. So just don't expect it to, you to find a diet and it just clicks like that. No, it's going to be years of trial and error. It's going to be years of figuring out how much carbs you should eat, what type of foods I should eat. It's going to be years. It's a process. So just eliminate any desire for instant gratification, because it doesn't happen, period. Get it out your mind. All right. Somebody asks, how do you feel about hip hop now that you're fit? At first I didn't understand what they were asking, but then I asked them to clarify, and they're like, now that your mindset is different, how do you feel about hip hop? I feel like hip hop is a personal expression for every individual, every artist. So I don't judge people based on what they choose to speak about. I've been there. I've been where they are. I know what it's like to grow up with a toxic mindset grew up in the hood and grew up around killers and drug dealers. Like, I know how that is. So if that's the stage of their life, that portion of their life, they want to highlight that and talk about that, then who am I to judge them for that? You know, I admire the art. I admire everyone who is doing something positive, whether they're talking about something negative or not, but they're providing opportunity for their family, for their friends, and I salute them, you know. I still listen to hip hop, of course. I am hip hop. Hip hop is I grew up on hip hop. Like, that's never gonna change. So I still love hip hop. I'm gonna end this right here because this video is gonna be too long. So I hope I answered your question. If I didn't answer your question, please comment your question below, and I'm gonna screenshot all the questions from this one, and I'm gonna do the 20,000 Q&A, 20,000 subscriber Q&A. It's probably gonna be, like I said, about 2 weeks from now. So just leave your questions below, and I'll get to them. And thank you guys so much for the support, for subscribing, for telling your friends who tell their friends. Shout out to the Brix squad. I see y'all. I got so much love for y'all. I can't wait to meet you guys, shake your hands, give you hugs, kiss your babies, all that. Like, I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm just trying to share the wellness, y'all. So get well and get money.
Okay, be excited.